Ah, look at this pathetic scene. No, I'm not talking about the excessively beige, minimalist decor in the living room. I'm talking about Clara. Look at that stiff posture, the book she hasn't turned a page of in 20 minutes. She's pulling that classic number, I'm an independent woman and I don't care that the love of my life is going out on a date with some Jessica. My dear, you're not fooling anyone, least of all me. You guys know this pain, don't you? That pit in your stomach when the person who splits the rent with you is splitting a bed with someone else? It's medieval torture with Wi-Fi. Before we see how Clara climbs out of this pit of self-pity, and believe me, the journey is delicious, please do me a kindness and subscribe to the channel. I bring the tea, you bring the likes. Tell me in the comments, what's the biggest humiliation you've ever suffered for a crush? Be honest, this is a safe space. Let's rewind 2 years. None of that first day of school stuff. We're talking real life. Clara needed to split the rent on that incredible downtown apartment, and Sasha needed a place where no one would complain about her photography gear scattered all over the living room. It was supposed to be just business. Clara with her Excel spreadsheets and labels in the fridge, Sasha with her hurricane energy and a smile that could convince a loan shark to forgive a debt. The moment Sasha walked in, tossed her keys on the table and said, I think we're going to get along just fine. Clara was already planning the wedding. Poor soul. She didn't even realize she was signing a contract for emotional suffering with no exit clause. Living together was perfect, and that was the problem. They shared expensive wines on a Tuesday, complained about work, ordered Thai food and ate on the living room floor laughing until their sides hurt. But then, the others started showing up. Sasha, being this magnetic free spirit, brought home dates. Interesting women, I must admit. A lawyer here, a chef there. And Clara? Clara played the role of the cool roommate. Look at her now, on the screen. Sasha is introducing a new girlfriend. Clara is smiling, but look at the eyes. The smile doesn't reach the eyes. Clara is screaming internally. It's like watching that horror movie where the main character goes down into the dark basement. Clara, my child, get out of there. Go to your room. Stop offering coffee to the woman who is stealing your future. Sasha would go out, and Clara would stay. Alone, with the smell of Sasha's perfume on the sofa. I know, it's pathetic, but hold on, because the plot twist coming up will warm those icy hearts of yours. If you're rooting for Clara to finally get a grip, or for Sasha to buy glasses to see the obvious, hit that like button now. Let's see how many hopeless romantics we have here. Clara's torture routine had a level of cruelty that only someone very much in love can manufacture. Every time Sasha had a date, Clara decided to be perfect. It was subtle, dangerously subtle. On a Tuesday, Sasha came back complaining that her date couldn't tell a Merlot from grape juice. What did she find on the kitchen counter? A bottle of her favorite red wine, specific vintage, breathing in the decanter. Clara said, "Oh, I got it from a client, didn't want to drink alone." Lie. Clara bought it on her lunch break. I saw the receipt. The next week, Sasha commented, in passing, that she missed the smell of lilies her grandmother had in her garden. 2 days later, the living room was infested with fresh lilies. Clara's excuse? They were on sale at the market. Clara, my dear, lilies are never on sale. You are spending the GDP of a small country on flowers for a woman who is going out to dinner with a DJ named Trixie. But life, fortunately, has a funny way of rubbing the obvious in our faces. It was a rainy Friday. Sasha's date dragged on, not because it was good, but because her car got a flat tire and it was chaos. Sasha got home at 2:30 in the morning, soaked, annoyed, and starving. She opened the door expecting silence and darkness. But what did she find? The reading lamp was on, and there was Clara, asleep on the sofa, all twisted up with a book fallen on her chest, and, important detail, wearing those ratty old pajamas that Sasha secretly found adorable. On the coffee table, a plate covered in foil and a note. Made your mushroom risotto. If it's cold, it's your fault for being late. Zap it for 30 seconds. Sasha froze. The smell of risotto, her favorite of course, invaded her nose. She looked at the note. She looked at Clara drooling slightly on the cushion. And that, my friends, is when the rusty gears in Sasha's brain began to turn. We could hear the sound of metal grinding from here. Sasha thought, and I quote her chaotic thoughts verbatim, "My God, if the women I go out with had 10% of the consideration Clara has, I'd marry them tomorrow." She took a forkful of the cold risotto. It was delicious. She looked at Clara again. The messy hair, the steady breathing. She is so beautiful, even messy like that. She is the most stable, kind, and beautiful person I know. Sasha froze with the fork in her mouth. Her brain did the math. Favorite risotto plus Lilies on sale plus the peace she feels when she comes home equals I am in love with my roommate. The realization hit her like a freight train. Sasha dropped the fork. She looked at the ceiling as if asking for divine help. Oh no, 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 not Clara. Anyone but Clara. But now comes the part where we want to reach into the screen and slow clap for human stupidity. Sasha, in her infinite wisdom, concluded the following. Clara never talks about men, but she never talks about women either. Clara's focused on her career. Clara is probably straight, or asexual, or married to architecture. I can't ruin our friendship with my sudden lust. So what did the genius decide? I'm going to stop dating other people because no one compares to her. I'll stay home, be the best friend in the world, and bury these feelings until they die. Great plan, Sasha. I'm sure that will work out perfectly. Spoiler, it won't. From that night on, the dates ended. Sasha became the hermit of apartment 402. Sasha started coming home early every day, and they stayed there, having dinner together. Sasha started trying to cook too, which resulted in 3 fire alarms, but it's the thought that counts, just to please Clara. It was the most romantic and domestic courtship I've ever seen. And the most tragic part? Clara thought Sasha was just on a love detox, and Sasha thought she was protecting the honor of her imaginary straight friend. 2 adult women paying taxes, but with the emotional intelligence of 2 potatoes. But Clara, oh, Clara is proactive. She started to get worried. Why is Sasha, the free spirit, locked up at home with me watching documentaries about penguins for 2 months? So Clara decided to help. On a Saturday afternoon at a coffee shop, the waitress smiled at Sasha. Clara, playing wing woman, nudged Sasha and said, "Hey, she's cute. Get her number. You need to get back in the game." Sasha's face, folks, if looks could kill, Clara would be dead and buried. Sasha looked at Clara with a mix of pain and disbelief. "I don't want her number," Sasha replied. "Why not?" insisted Clara, the queen of being clueless. Sasha stood up abruptly. "Because I'm tired of looking for the wrong thing, Clara. Can you stop trying to push me onto strangers?" She left the coffee shop, leaving Clara alone with 2 cappuccinos and a giant question mark on her forehead. The mood got tense. It wasn't a storm that broke the silence. There was no blackout, no thunder, just a cold, quiet Tuesday night. The kind of night that forces you to face reality. Clara put her tea mug on the table. Her hands were shaking slightly. She looked at Sasha and dropped the bomb. "I got a job offer in another city. I'm moving next month. It's a great challenge." She lied. Well, the job existed, but the challenge? The only challenge Clara cared about was escaping. She was running away. Because having Sasha far away hurt, sure, but having Sasha this close? Since Sasha started her hermit phase, spending every night on the couch, sleeping on Clara's lap while watching rom-coms, it became agonizing. Clara looked at Sasha, beautiful, chaotic Sasha, and then looked at herself. She remembered all the girls Sasha used to date, DJs, artists, wild spirits, all so different from Clara. Clara convinced herself she was just the safe harbor, never the destination. So she decided to leave with her heart still intact rather than stay and watch it break in slow motion. But Sasha knows Clara better than Clara knows herself. She didn't buy the happy career move act. She saw Clara's watery eyes. Sasha stood up, blocking the way. "You're not leaving for the job, Clara. You look miserable. Why are you doing this?" Clara tried to dodge, but Sasha grabbed her hands. "You can't leave. Not now. Not when I finally realize that I love you." Clara, trying to keep it together, gave a sad, broken smile. "I love you too, friend. That's why I have to." "No!" Sasha interrupted, her voice cracking. "Stop! Not as a friend, Clara." Sasha took a deep breath, looked deep into Clara's soul, and delivered the speech we've all been waiting for. "I love you, but not like a roommate. I love you romantically, because you are my person. You get me, you hear me, you make me feel whole. I don't know how it took me so long to see that you're not just my buddy who looks cute sleeping awkwardly on the sofa. You are the beautiful, intelligent, incredible woman who makes my heart race and then settle down, all at once, like a warm, perfect hug for my soul." Clara stopped breathing. The spreadsheet in her brain crashed. She didn't say a word. She just took a deep breath, grabbed Sasha by the neck, and bam! The kiss. It wasn't a polite peck. It was a kiss that took the air out of the room. Passionate, desperate. Years of repressed desire released in 10 seconds. It was the kind of kiss that makes unicorns ride rainbows. When they finally pulled apart, gasping for air, Sasha, completely dazed and eyes wide, thought out loud, "Damn, and she kisses like that too." Clara, finally smiling a real, genuine smile, leaned in and whispered, low and charming, "It's my Brazilian side, love." And they both burst out laughing. Ah, finally. It turns out Clara was convinced Sasha was way out of her league. Yes, she truly believed the wild, magnetic photographer would never fall for a serious, structured architect. Today, there is no more roommate agreement and definitely no moving away. There are just two adult women who found their safe harbor. They still split the rent, but now they split dreams, fears, and the king-size bed. Because spooning with someone who knows all your flaws and loves you anyway, that, my dears, is the true luxury of adult life. If this ending made your heart feel a little warm and fuzzy, and maybe a little jealous of that kiss, leave a like. It's the least you can do after all the stress Clara put us through, don't you think? I am your guide on these journeys of love and chaos. Comment below. Do you prefer a slow burn or love at first sight? Until the next story, and please, if your roommate looks at you fondly tonight, don't be a Clara. Do something.